Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. We have here a given exponential equation, and if you notice, the exponents are negative. We have x to the exponent negative 4 minus 4 times x to the negative 2 equals 45. And for now, you might be thinking, what the heck in the world do you have these negative exponents, right? So anyway, for those who would like to take a shot solving this exponential equation, feel free to pause the video. So now, how do we solve this exponential equation? And so here, these variables with negative exponents, they can be expressed in the denominator, right? Since whenever you have a negative exponent, you can express as like this. On the first term, it can be expressed as 1 over x to the fourth. Right? The same way on x to the negative 2, they will be equal to 1 over x squared, right? From negative exponent property. And so instead of doing that, we'll be using just substitution instead. So we define a variable to represent this x with negative exponent. And either way, we can solve the equation by expressing the negative exponent into the positive exponent if we move this variable into the denominator, right? So, but here we just use substitution. All right, and so let's do it. And so we have here, let u be equal to x to the power of negative 2. And u squared is the same way raising the value of u, squaring it, right? Raised to the second power. So that is x raised to negative 2 raised to second power. And so u squared is equal to x to the negative 4. So that's what we have in the first term right there. Okay, and so let's put u into our equation. So we have u squared. U squared is x to the power of negative 4 minus 4 times x to the negative 2, that is u. And putting the constant from the right, putting all together to the left. So we have negative 45 equals 0. We have a quadratic equation, right? All right, so we can solve value of u by quadratic formula or factoring. Which one would you prefer? So here, let's just do factoring. Since our equation is just easy to factor, since this is 45 and the middle term is 4, 9 times 5 is 45, and we have here negative, that means the factors are 9 and 5, right? And this is subtraction right here. That means we're taking the difference of those factors. So 9 minus 5 is 4. But since here is negative 4, so 9 should be negative, right? So we have now, let's say here, our factors. So that's 9 and 5. This is negative. That means the larger value carries the negative sign, right? And the smaller value carries the positive sign. So now, equating these factors to 0, so we have u plus 5 equals 0. U is equal to negative 5. And the other side, we have u minus 9 equals 0. So u is 9. And let's recall that u is a substituted variable in terms of x to the negative 2. So we have that over here. And so negative 5 is equal to x to the power of negative 2. And so simplifying our equation over here, negative 5 is equal to 1 over x squared. And doing the reciprocal on both sides of the equation, so we have x squared is equal to negative 1 over 5. So now, since the right-hand side is negative, we'll be getting a solution that will be in a complex form, right? And taking the square root of both sides to get the value of x. So this cancels. So we have x is equal to positive negative square root of negative 1/5. So in here, we'll be getting complex value of x, right? Complex values, since this is negative 1 over 5. So we have here x is equal to positive negative square root of negative 1/5. That can be written as square root of 1 over 5 times the square root of -1, right? And here, I, or imaginary number, is equal to the square root of -1. So our answer now is x is equal to positive negative I times the square root of 1/5. So we have two values of x in complex form. And so we're going back to the other value of u, that is 9. So once again, value of u is x to the -2. So x to the -2 is equal to 9. And this is written the same way as 1/x squared equals 9. Taking the reciprocal, so we have x squared is equal to 1/9. And getting rid of the exponent 2 on the x. So that will
taking
be
the square root on both sides.
Positive, negative on the right hand side, and now canceling the exponent 2 and the radical, so we have x is equal to positive and negative is square root of 1/9. And here the value of x is equal to positive and negative. The square root of 1/9 is the same way written as here. Square root of 1/9 is the same way written as square root of 1 divided by square root of 9. And square root of 1 is 1, and square root of 9 is 3. So we have positive and negative 1/3. So these are the values of x. So
these are now
our answers. Positive, negative 1/3, and the other two values or two solutions for x are
in the form of complex values.
Positive, negative I times square root of 1/5. And so we have 4 values of x, or 4 solutions.
Our final answers.
Okay.